Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Quotes 276. We have another one today by Stephen King that really relates to what is happening in the world today, what's happening right now. So let's take a look at the quote first. Panic is highly contagious. And this is true. We see that, when some people panic, it spreads. More and more people panic. Today we can see this with everybody buying up all the products in the stores and people worried about this coronavirus. So here's one way how it really relates. So panic is highly contagious, especially when nothing is known and everything is in flux. Okay, let's start covering it. This quote is being repeated a lot now due to the coronavirus crisis. It is related to the coronavirus crisis in a couple of ways. One, the coronavirus is presently causing a lot of worldwide panic. Second, Stephen King wrote a book called The Stand. I do remember this. I used to be a very big Stephen King fan when I was young. I think I read about his first 7 or 8 books or something like that, and The Stand was one of them. It's a long book for him, and that's why they've only made it into miniseries. It's very difficult to put it in the movie theater because it was so long. That was released in 1980. Okay. That book was about a virus that escaped from a bioweapon lab and killed off 99% of the population, in the book. Okay. The 1% that was left, who just for some reason had some immunity to this disease. So 1% of all the people on Earth didn't get killed by this disease. Was left, had a stand, a fight between good and evil. That was also a very interesting part of this book, was when all was said and done, the people that were left, the battle was still between good and evil. Some people were good, some people were evil, of the ones that did survive. Mm-hmm. All right, let's continue. The part of the quote in which he says, nothing is known, also relates to today. The origin of this virus is still very much in question. Now, of course, the official story is that it came from a wet market and that maybe some people ate bat soup. And the bat had bit a pangolin, but a lot of people don't know. This is really kind of very unprovable. And it's very questionable, but this is the story that's kind of pushed out there. Even the last time when we had the SARS crisis, it was the same sort of story with the civet, and that was never proven. And I don't even think it really is provable. So a lot of people are still in question, like, how did this disease come about? There is a lot of conspiracy theories. One of them is that it came from a biolab in China. We don't know. Or maybe somebody else is behind it. Maybe somebody else, maybe not China at all. Maybe somebody else spread this for other ulterior motives or other reasons. Okay. So that's why we say a lot is still unknown. Okay. Okay. People also don't really know how far it will go. That's right, because we think it's going to stop somewhere, but it just keeps seeming to spread into one country, into another country, and every country keeps getting hit with it. The world is in flux means everything is in constant change. Every day we're hearing different stories about, how it's spreading here and spreading there. This is closing down, and we're closing down factories. And there's also the issue that if we're stopping the whole economic world economy is practically coming to a standstill, which could cause other major problems too. We might even crash the whole economic system. So this is also important. So everything is in change. So that's also playing into this situation, causing more fear, more influx, and people are, panicking about, having supplies just in case everything gets even that much worse. On the bright side, though, as of making this video, just last week, they are talking about that there might be a cure on the way. I know in France they did some study with using the same drug that they use for malaria, and it looks very promising. So there is a little light at the end of the tunnel if that works out. So that's one good point about this. Well, let's continue here with this one. However, Stephen King prefers that people do not compare his fictional virus to the coronavirus. He says his coronavirus is much worse, knocked off 99% of the people on Earth, and this one won't do that. Even at its worst, it should not do that. It's more like maybe 1% of the places that get hit by it, or 1% of the people that actually contract it, not even 1% of the population, might die from this. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be as few as possible, and hopefully there really is a cure on the way. But he's not that crazy about it being compared. But yet it's all ironic because his quote and everything kind of fits together, and it's all very suitable to what is happening right at the moment. Okay, anyway, I hope you liked it. I hope you found it informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.